Hello, everybody. Let's draw our faces. We're finishing up uh, all our chart that we have created, and then um, I'm gonna spend some time doing an actual face with these basic expressions. And I say basic because they're done in a very simple way, kind of cartoony, but to get the point across. Many times we simplify things just to send that message more clearly, right? Um, and that's what we did with this chart that we title. There's two videos previously on the channel where we start with one third, the second part, and now we're gonna do the last four. Um, yeah, so if you have it with you, I know it's been a few weeks, but if you have this with you, you could just finish it up. If you don't have it with you, or you haven't even started or didn't know about this, what you could do is you can do these ovals just like down here, these four ones, but you gotta do 15 of them. So what we did, just to get started quickly, is visually, right now, we not drawing a line, we visually divided the paper in half right here, and then we made these ovals, and right through that imaginary line we did a row of three, like one here, two, and three right in the middle of the line. And then on either side you do two more, so you end up with five. One, two, three, four, five. And if there's three rows, that's 15, right? So there's 15 expressions. We have four to go to finish it. So I recommend right now you get your materials. It's just simple paper, access to a pencil sharpener, a single eraser if you have, but if your pencil carries it, just like I do, I use the eraser on my pencil as long as is you know flexible. It's not a hard eraser. It's not damaged. And these pencils are the regular classic 2B or number two pencil, yellow. Get a couple of these and start making your ovals that represents the face. You see, five on the top, five in the middle, five at the bottom. So what you could do when as you do this, I hope you're doing it, you're gathering your materials, getting started, and you start making your ovals if you don't have the sheet. So one, two, right? Three. But start with the middle. Start with the middle because what the middle will do, it will set the standard for symmetry. So for example, let me quickly do it in this small piece of paper. Imagine this small piece of paper is the paper you right now have in front of you. So I visually divide it in half, which is around here, and I do one, two, three ovals. You see? But now I do two on either side, spread out evenly. So each one of these is going to represent a face. So now I have 9 ovals here, and I got to do 6 more. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That's 15. There's 15 faces here that we're going to do. This is just the basics of it. So this is what you need to do in your larger piece of paper if you have not started this. And then with me, you could do this last four. You understand? With me right now, you do this one, two, three, four, the last four. And then watching the videos, you get in the channel again and then fill up the rest of the faces. If you do these four and you had your sheet somewhere else, you could cut this later and put it over that area. Okay, that way. you end up with your chart that we actually title, how are you feeling, or how are you feeling today, or how are you feeling. Okay, so I actually wrote the emotion for all of them, and what are the four next ones are going to be. We have amused, um, embarrassed, hopeless, and proud. So those are the ones we're going to do. And that helps us because when we go and do our face, we don't have to struggle trying to find out what was it that I was going to do. Anytime you're drawing or work can be um, can help you process mentally the work you're going to do, just do it. So I always encourage that unless you're doing a step that is going to jeopardize the following steps. If you're doing art and you can get ahead of yourself, helping you visualize it, and it's not a step that will affect the rest of the work, just do it. And in this case, it's to title the expressions that we're going to do. So when I move to my next one, I just know which one it is, right? I'm not in the oval. So the oval is a good example. The oval already drawn helps me visualize, right? When I get to it, how to get started and quickly get on with it rather than not having the oval. Okay, so the next one is amuse. We're gonna do this. We're gonna move on and do the four, and then we're going to hopefully have time to not do a face entirely, but just get started. Because I want to show you how you can take this cartoony expressions and make them into a more realistic face, all of them. So when you do a work of art and you want to express someone's emotions, you can do that. Um, amused. Amused is happy. So look at happy up here. I put happy with a little mouth open. But amused would actually literally in this case means laughing. Okay. So it's gonna be happy, but with um, more open mouth. I just want you to see the contradictory things with our expressions in human nature. So if crying here has the mouth open, right? That represents, because look at sad, right? This is sad, has the mouth closed, and it's the angle opposite. Is going down to what happy will be. Happy goes up and sad goes down, but the mouth is closed. And then crying, you open the mouth to make the viewer know that this person more likely is making a sound, crying. So amuse is the same thing, but based on happy. So bigger open mouth, laughing. Eyes will close for amuse, but when they close, the eyebrows will still be kind of like happy. The eyebrows in sad and crying, if you see, are slanting outwards. So eyebrows are extremely expressive. Outwards is sad, you see. In inside, going in, look, will be mad or angry or furious. You see how um, eyebrows going the other way, but eyebrows center going high. Um, this surprise is a very hard, extreme expression. So let's get started with a muse. Let's do our neck. I'm gonna do the roundness of the head with the ears. I'm trying to make each one of these different from the other. So and I'm giving myself some space here because I know I'm gonna open the mouth. When it comes to the hair, let's do single strands going you know. Okay, so that's the hair going behind the ears. The eyes, I said, let's do the nose. The nose. I say the eyes were gonna be closed, but this time I'm gonna close them going like this. And the eyebrows, I say same angle, higher, making them darker. So you see, now the mouth is gonna be very open, like laughing. See that? So he's happy, but the fact that the mouth is so open, and I put some teeth at the top. There you go. That's our amused expression. So eyes closed, eyebrows closed. Sorry, eyebrows raised, mouth open. I'm trying to focus here, and then showing a few teeth. And the mouth extremely open to show he's laughing or something. I'm gonna switch pencils now. Um, the next one is embarrassed. Embarrassed, we're gonna use kind of worry up here. You see worry? To be embarrassed, it's a kind of worry. But I'm gonna close the mouth. Yeah. I'm gonna close the mouth and put it very small to one side. Kind of like an expression of like, I don't want to be here, or I didn't do this, or embarrassed. You'll see. So, all of this get necks. So we could, do the neck on all of them, all the three that we have left. I'm erasing the oval. I'm gonna go over it again just because I need a little room for the to go on top of the neck. You know, ears maybe go this time outside this circle or oval. So one ear, one ear. Um, hair like this, pointy. All right. So nose for embarrassed, mouth to the side, like I said, a little line like this, and a little thing at the bottom. That shows he's turning the mouth close to the side extremely. And then the eyes, we're gonna make the eyes, remember the roundness of the eye. But we're gonna put the eyeball looking up. You see, we're gonna put the eyeball looking up. And then the eyebrows normal, And the eyes looking up, again, like I said earlier, represent that the person doesn't want to be there. The, you know, um, they're embarrassed for some reason. They don't want to be there. Um, so I'm keeping these three guys. I know there's going to be one more here. So I'll move the paper in a moment. But as you work on this, you can still see them. Okay. So if I'm going a little bit too fast, you can still work on amused. You can still work on embarrassed. I'm going to gray his hair a little just to diversify what's going on. Okay. Then now we are going to do hopeless. And hopeless, let's see. A lot of these feelings can be mixed a little, Um, so um, I don't have like the opposite to some of this. So if I say hopeless, I may not have hopeful, you see, or proud, maybe embarrassed, the opposite. But we're gonna do hopeless right here. Again, I'm gonna have to erase this oval because they're going under the neck, you see, and I need the neck to be um, clear of the head that's going to be on top. So in proudness, you look straight, you look up, you chin is up, right? So in this case, hopeless is the opposite um to hopeful. So you're gonna put your chin down, your eyes are gonna look down, your mouth's gonna be small, So let's do that. Um, Let me do one ear here. I'm gonna do one ear on this side to the left. The head goes down all around, and the other ear is out here. The hair is gonna be more bulky, so I could do like a drop like this, kind of like a drop of water on the side. So then I can do this here, see, and I can do the other one here. That's someone's head. You see that? Copy what copy what you see, and copy it again and copy it again, and you see these patterns, and you can make them on your own. The more you copy, observe, do the nose. This person is going to be looking down, so the nose is kind of looking down, a little downwards too. Mouth. If this guy had it to the right, I'm going to do this one to the left. So maybe here. Same gesture. It's just they're going to look down. You see, the mouth is to one side closed, and now the eyes. I'm going to do these lines here. It looks like it's mad, the person, but it's not. It's going to be, yeah. It's got to be hopeless. So hopeless needs the eyebrows going outwards. So outwards. But I want the eyes looking down. You see, the eyeball is looking down, and now we do the eyebrow kind of in an angle. But I wanted the eye. You see, I angle also this here. So we have the eyebrow. We have the eyebrow here, right, in an angle outwards, which means sad or worry or you know. And in the actual eyeball, we also did a little angle outward that is not the eyebrow, but it's the frame of the eye, um, looking out. Okay. So now you could work on embarrassed, hopeless, and we're gonna do proud. Think of proud as just have content. It could be represented by somebody that's happy, but in a peaceful way. Content. Obviously, raise the chin, um, and then we'll be done with this last one. I'm gonna show them all, and I'm gonna focus on these last three, and then do our last one proud. See, amused, embarrassed, hopeless, and now we're gonna do proud. So think of happy, so I erase like before. I'm gonna do the frame of the face, do the ears, one here, one here, the head, the hair of the girl. Okay, so proud, nose, big smile, the lower lip here, and then the eyes closed, eyebrows. The mouth is a little weird, so I'm gonna raise it up. Put a little bit of eyebrows. Sorry, eyelashes. And she's smiling. Yep. So we're done. We did all our 15 expressions, and you could put this up. Um, Again, I'm gonna say some tips. When you draw people, you draw faces. So some of the things you can do to study and familiarize yourself is to look at yourself in the mirror, okay, and make these expressions. How do you look when you look at the mirror doing these faces? Look carefully about the mouth, the eyebrows, okay, and the eyes. But the eyebrows, I cannot stress how important the eyebrows are. Um, you can also draw yourself, okay? So draw yourself um, doing these emotions, just like we practice drawing sometimes certain body parts, drawing ourselves, like hand. Artists draw their own hands to practice how to draw hands. So in this case, you will do your face. Um, you could put this up and have fun with it in the mornings. Okay. Um, Seeing how do you feel? Maybe you have more emotions. Maybe you want to add 15 more. So you could have another sheet of paper and do the same ovals 15 times. And you don't have to do them all at once. I mean, the complete face. But you could have another sheet like this with the ovals, right? And you feel each oval uh, when you feel if you have an emotion, you write it down and you try to represent it. And in time, you'll get another 15 and add to your reference. So you don't have to do them like us, where we sat down and do them all. If you have a hard time finding other emotions, you could just take your time. But at least here you have 15. Okay. So again, the videos are out there. This is the third video about this. So watch out, look for the other two, and complete your chart. You could color this. Be careful, because you could, with coloring, affect the lines of the representations, and then your emotion gets blurred. Um, but yeah, great. We finalized this project as many others that we have done in the past. But this was a fun one. They're cartoon, yes, but it's a chart that you could use to refer to when you draw faces, people, and it's a chart that you could also use to have fun. Put it somewhere in the house or in your room or somewhere, and have others choose and pick how they feel. Okay. I'm gonna end stressing again the reason why they're cartoony is to emphasize and be very emphatic about the drastic changes in expressions. So knowing that, I have to say, okay, that which is the next step we're gonna do, another small piece of paper, just get started. We're not have to go into much detail, but we're gonna do a face. We're gonna choose an emotion here, and we're gonna do a face referring to this chart. So I'm gonna put it in practice because you may wonder how can I use it, or where will I use this, in what situations will I use this. But I have to say, when someone does a portrait, okay, of someone else, you do not usually want strong emotions. Okay, so I know that when people take pictures of others, or you take a picture of a group, people are smiling. That's great, and smile is a great emotion. Yes, so that's okay. Smiling, laughing, good. Any other emotion, you can agree the other person may not like the picture, may not want to be remembered like that. So photographs and representations are to be remembered. You got to understand, it's a moment, but then later people are going to see that picture. So um, people now take pictures being silly. That's okay. But in portraiture, when it comes to art, you obviously spend more time working on the work of art. And it's something that you're gonna keep. And you're gonna want it to last a long time. So knowing that, and saying that, in history, when there was no photographs, 1800, early 1800s, and earlier, people represented others not even smiling. It was a very expression where um, you're just at peace. You're not smiling, like laughing, but you're at peace. You're not angry. You're not upset, right? And the face was neutral, a little neutral towards happy or calm. Let's call it calm. And that's how the person can be remembered. And when you think of that person and you look at that picture, that's the same emotion that um, they that's the same emotion that you're gonna get from them as their personality. Okay. Serious, sure, there's a lot of portraits that show seriousness, and you can actually agree that then the person represented more likely someone that is serious. Their job is either politics or whatever, a general or something. um, but now you can actually also draw or represent groups of people. And when groups of people are represented, then you can play with emotions. So historically, there's all these paintings where there's a group of people arguing or fighting or sad, um, right? Because of moments of history that are represented. We could get into religion, sure, but um, let's think of them as representations of portraits of groups of people. So that's where you can see a lot of different emotions. Okay, so these do get used, but when you do a portrait, you don't have to show these emotions. You could just be calm, kind of like proud. And it's even if it's even a self-portrait, you want to be even more careful, right? Because that's you're representing yourself, and more likely you want to just not be you want to be neutral. So let's choose it could be any, but I'm going to choose um I don't want to choose something too easy, like furious or happy or proud. Let's choose let's use annoyed. Yeah, we don't have the face I'm gonna do doesn't have to be exactly like the curly hair, this, but at least it has to have this, the mouth kind of, in an angle, the eyebrows neutral, you know, but not like angry. Although annoy has a little bit of, you feel person more likely will feel a little angry. Okay, so I'm gonna move this to the side where we can still see right here the face of annoyed. And just like before, get your piece of paper. This won't take long because we're not doing shading, we're not going too much into detail, but I'm gonna do the same things in the face, but in a little more realistic manner. That's all. Okay, it's still from my imagination. Imagine if I'm actually looking at a person. If I'm looking at a person, that will be more easy to refer to make it realistic. So let's do the oval again, careful, and you see how I um, uh, turn my pencil before I even make a mark. And then as I make the mark, I'm still going with my pencil until I get it right. So maybe about here. Then the neck, I'm going to make all this darker for you in a moment, but this is where the neck may go. And the neck is going to kind of curve and go out down here. Okay. So um, in this oval that I know, now I'm going to make it darker so you can see. I'm going to make a square right in the middle. Look. And we know a square has equal sides. But this square is going to help me make this up here more round for the top of the head. And it's going to help me look at this corner down here, these two corners. You don't have to mash the corner, meaning they're going to represent the area where the jaw, okay? If you touch yourself under your ear, your jaw, your jawbone kind of turns right there, right? So you don't have to represent it right here, but you got to kind of have an idea that that's around the area that you that it should be. So knowing that, I'm gonna make a mark right here. Make a mark right here. Go down, go down, and then here, make a straight line for the chin. So people could have a curvy chin, a pointy chin, but everybody's different. But in this case, I just did it like that. And then here we're kind of gonna go up straight. You see, that's why the square helps. We're gonna go up square rather than curvy. And then we're gonna come out and match this circular here. So now I can erase the corners and the lines of my circle. But I gotta tell you, inside this circle is where the eyes, the nose, all that stuff is gonna be. So it's good to have done. It's very good to have done that circle because now I know my mouth. My mouth is in that circle. You see. So we know that he has a mouth closed, turning a little to the side. So we're not that extreme. But I'm gonna, in the line that I did for the square here, I'm gonna make my mouth a little turn, kind of like that. Okay. We know that there's one eye between both eyes. So the eyes are gonna be oval, sideways. So if I do the first one right in the middle, right here, see that? I know that the one, I'm gonna do one next to it, same size, and one next to it. So I did three ovals, and we know that in the middle, one eye has to fit between both eyes. So I could erase the eye in the middle, and look, I have my two eyes. Okay, let's get close. I'm switching pencils. It's a good um, tip. You could sharpen your pencil or you switch them. All right, so let's do our eyeball right in the middle here. It's a circle inside the eye with a dark pupil. Let's do our nose. It kind of comes around, stops here. And the nose is going to be like a curve like this going down. Okay, and two little ones next to each side. So one here small, one here small. You see that? So one, big one in the middle, two on each side. And the middle one is kind of like a circle that's not completed. So you see how I can complete it here on the top? Okay, so that's the nose. And remember how his eyes are kind of on the top flat? So do that. Flatten it on the top. We can make his eyes darker if the color of the eyes you want to make them darker, like brown. You could shade inside that circle, but not as dark as the pupil. The pupil has to be the darkest thing. You see? So the mouth, let's go back to the mouth and we'll finish with the eyebrows. The mouth is in an angle here. And the lower lip has a little bump right in the middle of it. So if this is the middle of the line, I can make a little bump like this. And that's the lower lip. Look at that. Upper lip, you can make it too. It's like a little curve like that, but we don't have to. It's okay. Maybe we need to do the same thing a little higher. So if you feel your face is not showing symmetry or proportion, you could always move it to where you want it to be. Okay, so the chin is here, and the chin is like a big oval too, sideways. So if this is the one side, the top side is about here. So you can mark that's the chin, this thing. The neck can be actually thicker. I just realized not this side is okay, as you can see, but this side needs a little more. There you go. Thickness on the neck. Okay. You see how, and I'm not even going into too much detail. So something that happens here between the eye and the mouth, you see between the eye and the mouth, add the outline over here, okay? Not in the cheek, on the outline, right between the eye and the mouth. You can make a line here going down in an angle. And that's the cheekbone coming in if you want to. See? That's if you wish. Some people have it more pronounced than others. Um, Women put makeup to emphasize this here, but yeah, the cheekbone goes like right here. But by making this little mark here, you're just emphasizing that. Okay, so the eyebrows. Remember the eyebrows? I keep saying they're very important. So in this case, they are neutral. Maybe a little going inwards, and it will make him believe that he's a little upset or annoyed. So I'm gonna make a very thick mark in a moment of eyebrow that are not just neutral but are leaning a little bit in. So let's see how it works. See, this person has thick eyebrows, and you see how they are a little in an angle going in. So here's one, and here's the other. Ears are between the mouth and the eye on the outside, so it's kind of like a half, like right here, you see? And the other one is the same thing between the nose and the eye. And now we need hair. We could put, I'm just gonna do random hair, but it's just to show you it's necessary to make the face more appealing. You come in usually around here a little, right here, and then you go up. You go by the edge of the oval. You could probably get in here if you want a widow's peak if the person has it, and then you have to go and build above the actual head. Okay, if the person has a hair or a lot of hair, that goes beyond the top of the actual skull or crane. Okay, so maybe something like that. I'm not gonna put hair down here because it will mean that there's long hair, but I'm gonna maybe bring the neck up. There you go. This is better. You could emphasize the space between the nose and the eye, um, shading here a little at the in front of this eye here, and that gives the nose a little more. It kind of pops out. See that? if there's anything you're not happy with or you see wrong, you could always erase it and put it in the place you think it should be. That's the whole thing of drawing and erasing. We could darken in between the eyes a little too. There's a little dent here we have. See, and use our finger. There's a little tiny shading. I said no shading, but we're gonna do a little because I want to make sure that you get the point here was to make sure that you knew it is possible to use these cartoony expressions reference into realistic images. Let's see. So I'm gonna keep this here to the side and the portrait here so you can see. All right, I'm not gonna go crazy shading because I promise not to, but you get the idea of how this face does look real, and it does look kind of annoying. This was annoyed. I'm gonna make a line higher for the wings of the nose here. Okay, that's all I did. Shade maybe under the cheekbone here a little. Make a little. Sometimes some people have here between the nose and the mouth a little. It's like the letter U, like a drop, not, but don't close it all the way. Like look, whoop, and I don't close it like that. If you want to, I don't know. We don't have to do that, but there's a bunch of stuff we don't. You could add as you go. Make sure as you add details, you keep putting a lot of other details because you see how we kind of build the hair and the eyes and the neck here. So it all comes together. But if I do only details on the eyes and I leave the head unfinished, or then it doesn't come together. Okay. So make sure you keep the same amount of attention throughout the face. So I could make some lines here on the ears just to give, it's just lines. I could shade here on there because the head is above the neck actually, right? So I could use my finger to shade down here, and that makes the head kind of come up out of the neck. You could put some lines in the forehead. This person is not a child, so maybe one line, two lines, some lines, and shade. See, I shade a little, and the lines, wrinkles in the forehead. Use your finger to shade where you want to shade. Maybe we could shade under the nose because the nose is sticking out, right? So under the nose, see that? There's a little more shadow or shading. You could erase to highlight certain things. I said no shading, but the shading helps for the face to come out. In between the mouth and the chin right here, a little shading can also help. And you could use the eraser to create highlights or clean your drawing. Create highlights or clean your drawing. And this person kind of does look annoyed. Maybe if I emphasize the eyebrow being angry or serious right here, it looks more annoyed. Because when we're annoyed, we're bothered, we're upset, so a little. So now look, he's even more upset. So this came from this guy. you know. So it takes is adding more details and making sure the face does look more realistic in details. But that's it. I hope you enjoy. Again, don't feel discouraged. Please do the four. I hope you did the four faces we did today. Yes, there were 11 more done before, but there's videos of that, and you can actually watch the video anytime and finish your chart. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 expressions that you could use in a chart on how are you feeling today. And you could use for your art too when you represent people on certain expressions. Have a great day. Stay safe. Hope to see you soon.